YouTube! Welcome to the Wrestling Rundown. Stop scrolling through videos and watch us because I am heel Thomas Wolfe. That is the Tag Team Champions Kevin Hawk. And we have the evolved Travis Colt.
Oh,
and this is
cool.
episode 8.
Episode 8? We're getting closer and closer to 10. And
10's like a big deal kind of thing. Like it's,
and if you go back a couple episodes, you can find out what happens on episode 10 with Thomas Wolfe.
that's episode 100.
Is that episode 100?
Yeah, that's episode 100.
Oh.
I think we've made episode 10 jokes.
You go back and find out what happens on episode 100, and then comment on episode 10 about how excited you are about episode 100 coming up.
Yeah.
It's coming up really, really soon.
We're going to have a celebration on episode 10.
Yeah.
A pre-episode 100 celebration.
That's the foreplay.
Oh, that's a spoiler alert.
Yes, we are on episode 8 of the Wrestling Rundown. We're getting closer.
We're a hand suit.
I know. We're getting once you get to 10, then I'll be 11, 12. I'll be 11 through 20, and then
What happens when we get past 30 though?
Oh, we're fucked.
We gotta start using toes.
Yeah, we
bring
do
some
it.
friends over. Use their hands.
Brand new host on the
Let's
Wrestling
be honest,
Rundown.
we're wrestling fans. We have no friends.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
I thought I was just hanging out with two really beautiful women last night. Ignored these poor women.
Yeah. But yes, we are on episode 8 of the Wrestling Rundown. We're getting ever so close to SummerSlam. We're actually getting very close to going to this Monday's edition of Raw. August 11th, we will be in the crowd. We will be there live. The go-home show of SummerSlam.
We can figure out a way to do a live episode from Raw, we will. But I think we'll get kicked out if we try.
Yeah, probably. I'm going to bring a sign to Raw. And if you comment what my sign says on Raw, you guys don't count. You guys will know. Because you guys are going to be sitting by me.
I won't look.
Yeah, we
Good luck.
I won't look at you for the entirety of Raw.
If you comment in the comments below on this episode, specifically this video portion of this episode, what my sign says from Raw, I will send you something personally in the mail. Probably a Wrestling Rundown t-shirt that I will have made just for you. With your name on it. Maybe.
Just be careful with that, because you don't know which name's going to
I'm not going to make the shirt.
But speaking of
Did
Raw...
you just say that you made the shirt?
No, that I'm going to have it made.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to send them my hands either. that's a good episode 10. I cut my hands off.
We only get to 22, because you just use thumbs.
Oh, sad day.
22 and we're done. But speaking of Raw,
You called it.
this week we're
It's
starting with
better
our...
than The Undertaker.
Oh. Yes, sir.
Oh, I can't believe you went there! Well done, sir.
And sadly, it's Bo, so I'm better than Bo Dallas.
But yes,
Now let's talk about Raw.
What happened on Raw? What was the opening segment of Monday Night
we are going to start off with our Raw review.
We're going to review Raw.
We've been getting some gem promos from Triple H.
Yes.
Yes. And this one was no different. This was actually the first time we saw the Authority as a unit.
Yeah, this looked really cool. I really enjoyed seeing the unity, and they looked like a faction, except for Kane, who wasn't in a suit.
Yes. Yeah.
Corporate Kane, what happened to this? We didn't forget about Corporate Kane's existence.
Well,
They want us to.
Did he get tired of switching? My guess is he just got tired of switching between outfits during shows.
here's the thing. There actually is a potential update on something that happened to Kane later in Raw.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that when we get there. But yeah, Kane was definitely the oddball, but it was cool having, Triple H was in his suit, Stephanie was looking good, Randy and Seth were both in
What
their
does she
night.
not look good?
This is true. Stephanie always looks good.
Pretty
But
much.
you had Seth and you had Randy and their awesome suits.
Let's
They
just be
came
interested.
down, running through all the matches of SummerSlam, and
Which you can
plugging-
watch on the network for the low price of $9.99.
And that was the whole promo.
$9.99.
Now, what can I get for $9.99?
The WWE Network, you can watch the newest pay-per-view coming up, which is SummerSlam, and the SummerSlam pre-show, and basically every pay-per-view from this year, for the rest of the year, and that's ever been produced by WWE, ECW, or WCW, and past episodes of Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, Saturday night's main event just got on there. And like half the documentaries WWE's put out in like the last
And don't
5
forget
years.
their original content, like Legends House
Yes.
and Countdown.
I love that show.
And the newly added Total Divas.
Yeah.
Which we're still going to do riff tracks on.
Yeah.
If you missed the last season of Total Divas, you can get caught up.
But now tell me again. Okay, so I get all of the. This has got to cost a lot, right?
It costs exactly the same amount as something else that costs $9.99.
Wow.
What a deal.
But anyway, yeah. So this was obviously just trying to shove the network down our throats, but in a comical way. I've seen a lot of people pissed off about this segment.
Yeah.
It was meant to be funny.
I got tired of seeing all the memes that spawned out of the segment, but the segment itself was funny.
Yeah, it was great. And, you got Triple H.
I like the
funny.
TNA meme.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
was the best one.
there were some...
Yes.
It's not that they were bad memes, it's just that once you see it enough, you get tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
But ignoring the outside factors, this was hilarious.
Yeah. I mean, this was
The
great.
crowd was into it.
Yeah, the crowd was singing back the $9.99.
They remembered $9.99 on SmackDown.
Yes.
Which we'll get to.
But yeah, it was great. It was a really funny segment, running through all the matches that we had for SummerSlam,
Backwards.
where they would also say, because we knew we were getting Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, we just didn't know what type of match it was going to be. So, the Authority was making a Beat the Clock challenge, where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins would both go into a match. Whichever one won their match faster would be able to pick the stipulation for SummerSlam. Now, first, they would say, Dean Ambrose tonight is going to face...
Alberto Del Rio!
And Seth Rollins would go on to face...
Former Mr. Money in the Bank, Mr. Monday Night, Rob Van Dam.
And whichever one of those competitors could win their match faster would determine what the stipulation for their SummerSlam match would be.
I had a
Candlestick match.
thought.
Candlesticks.
What if, say, RVD won the match in the shortest amount of time? Would he get to pick the stipulation for them?
We'll have to wait and see what happens when we get to those matches. Maybe RVD did win.
Maybe.
But they would also start to talk about how Randy Orton made the challenge to Roman Reigns on SmackDown, and Randy starts talking about how he beat the hell out of Reigns.
Which he did.
Yeah, he did. How Reigns has no chance in winning. Reigns would come out and say that he's actually going to come down to the ring and beat Randy's ass.
Yeah.
But
And all the ladies in the crowd were super excited.
yes, instead Triple H says
The Legend Killer versus the Lady Thriller.
Triple H says, you have to wait till SummerSlam. But tonight, Roman, you're going to face Kane in a last man standing match. I felt this was really trying to match the hype that they got out of Cena and Cesaro from last week.
Yeah.
Which, on paper, you see Reigns versus Kane in the
Yeah,
last man
on
standing match
paper,
on
that's-
Raw. That's like, oh, hell yeah, I totally want a last man standing match on Raw.
Yeah. If you would have told me just a little while ago that that's what they were going to do, I would have been excited. Like, I would have tuned into this Raw and watched it, and I did that.
But the last man standing match wasn't that great.
No. It wasn't.
And
It was average match
it was
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really just a hardcore match on
Well,
Raw.
Here's the thing. Kane, I've loved Kane forever. He is great. But he's getting old.
I still love Kane.
I love Kane too. But he is getting old.
Kane is on my right
He
hand.
can't put on the same quality match that he historically has. Roman Reigns, great up-and-coming star, but that's the thing. He's an up-and-coming star.
Yeah.
He's not quite at the level
Yeah,
to just put on a show-stealing match at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, you have to think. I mean, Kane is at 2 decades
Yeah.
into his WWE career.
Almost.
Almost, like 19
Not-
years.
Yeah.
As
yeah.
debuting in 95 or 90.
No,
or late-
97. So he's
Well, I'm talking his
Oh,
full
okay.
WWE career
Okay,
coming in
okay.
as Isaac Yankem.
okay. Yeah. So he's just under 20 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's a long time. and you can't be expected to have the greatest matches of your career 20 years into your career, especially when you've been doing the things that Kane has been doing. He's a big dude. He's gonna end up getting a lot slower. But
Especially when you're in Inferno matches and Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah,
and Buried Alive matches.
He's taken a big toll on his body, and I wasn't expecting the greatest match of all time. You could say that it was a good match for Raw. The end, though, I know you had a lot of issues because we were watching it together. The fact that Kane stayed down for a 10 count after the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, it's just a bugs me kind of move where I'm okay if you spear somebody and you're knocking the wind out of them, you're hurting them. It's good for a quick 1, 2, 3 seconds.
Yeah, because it takes the person by surprise and they can stay down while you're covering them for the
knocking the wind out of somebody, big deal kind of thing. But the referee's 10 count isn't exactly 10 seconds count. Usually takes longer than 10 seconds for the referee's 10 count.
Yeah.
So that's more suited for like a knockout move. And the spear really isn't a knockout move. It should have been the Superman punch, which he did right before the spear, and that should have that would have made more sense.
Yeah, if he would have like hit Kane with a bunch of weapons and then hit the Superman punch, and that's what kept Kane down, I'd believe it a little more. The spear as an ending kind of really.
Yeah. Well, even if it was the spear, but something more, like set up a table in the corner.
Yeah, a spear through a table would have been great. A spear through the ropes, or a spear into a chair that's in the turnbuckle or something. But yeah, Roman Reigns would win the Last Man Standing match, looking strong going into the last week before SummerSlam. Up next, we would have the return of Mark Henry, and he would take on Damien Sandow.
Sandow's gimmick this week being Monday.
Yeah.
You're doing really bad at remembering what happened on Raw.
I'm also doing bad, so.
Okay, so Raw this week was in Texas,
Oh, that's right.
Mark Henry's home state, and a rival state college athletics-wise to Oklahoma State, which Damien Sandow was representing with his whole Boomer Sooner attitude and video. And
which, when the music hit, I thought JR was back.
Yeah, why did I forget that?
Sandow came out and cut a pro-Oklahoma,
I expected
anti-Texas promo, which then received Mark Henry to a big pop from the crowd. Great seeing the big man back.
Yeah. Mark Henry being a Texas Longhorn, coming out wearing the orange Texas Longhorn shirt, looking really trim.
Yeah,
he's definitely trimmed up a bit while he's been gone for the few months. We talked about last week that Mark Henry was playing heel on house shows, and there was the potential for him to come back and lead the New Nation.
Yeah.
Wasn't playing heel on this show. He destroyed Damien Sandow, like we expected anything less.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a Damien Sandow squash match. We had an interesting segment afterwards where we had Adam Rose come face to face with the Oculus mirror.
Yeah, good plug for Oculus, which dropped on DVD this past Tuesday.
Yep, that's why they did it Monday night, because new movies usually come out on Tuesday, and Oculus would be coming out on DVD and Blu-ray on Tuesday.
Which you can get at practically any store near you that sells DVDs.
But can you get it for $9.99?
I don't know. But you can get the WWE Network for $9.99.
Now, if only we had a sign that could remind us, like...
Yeah. Some way to remember.
$9.99. That's... I don't know. I just feel like that's a little difficult to remember.
Yeah. Damn. Kind of slow.
Wait. What does this mean?
It means $9.99 is the price. The low price in letters so small you can't see them. $9.99. per month you can give the WWE Network.
But yes, Adam Rose would come face to face with the Oculus mirror, and he would see the lemon side of Adam Rose.
Yeah, I was scared.
Hair pulled back.
In a suit,
Yeah, no lollipop.
no rosebuds.
Carrying a briefcase.
Maybe that means he's gonna win Money in the Bank next year.
That'd be awesome. If we could get an Adam Rose win for Money in the Bank.
Which then would turn him heel. And he'd wear suits and work for the Authority.
Don't say that.
But that's his Oculus mirror side. The Lemon Rose, Adam Lemon face.
Adam Lemon.
Adam Lemonhead.
Yeah.
All the time, all the time.
It was cheesy, but it was a fun plug for the movie, you know. Which WWE's been doing a lot lately.
Yeah, I like their plugging products on TV. It's
Yeah.
kind of fun to watch.
Yeah. Up next, we get the first of the two Beat the Clock Challenge matches, where we would get Dean Ambrose versus Del Rio. Usually, when you get a Beat the Clock Challenge, you know, you've usually gotten more than two people in the Beat the Clock. There's usually 3 or 4 guys that are all vying for that spot.
That's what I thought was weird about them setting it up this way.
Yeah, it was
made enough sense, but
And they pulled it off, but
yeah, it was interesting. And usually you get like a 5.5 to maybe 7.5 minute match. Ambrose would defeat Del Rio in 15 minutes and 42 seconds.
it was a really good match.
It was a great match.
fantastic match.
And what got me though, what it stopped selling it for me is that they didn't wrestle, or Ambrose wasn't wrestling with a sense of urgency.
Yeah. I got that. It makes sense, as the Dean Ambrose personality though, because he's not always in a hurry.
Yeah, but I mean, he's definitely not always in a hurry. But the idea of a beat the clock challenge, you should be rushing to finish your match as fast
Dean
as possible.
Ambrose has had his priorities straight this whole time during the Seth Rollins feud. He knows what he wants to do, and that's beat the holy shit out of Seth Rollins.
This is true, and that's his one goal.
The crap in the biblical sense.
And his motivation for winning this match, he didn't care about beating Del Rio. He doesn't care about winning matches or anything. But in this case, he wanted to be able to beat Seth Rollins the way he wanted to beat Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
And
So, not taking his time seems odd in this specific case.
Yeah.
part of me thinks that maybe he thought, Seth Rollins will never beat RVD in this amount of time, even though he's already beat RVD twice.
Yeah.
So maybe Dean Ambrose just wasn't thinking straight.
You say that like Dean Ambrose thinks straight ever.
Maybe that was a problem. Maybe he wasn't crazy at that moment.
Maybe he was thinking straight.
He was thinking straight, and that's why it took 15 and a half minutes to beat Del Rio. But he would beat Del Rio, and so now we have to wait a few more segments to see, will Seth Rollins be able to beat RVD in less than 15 minutes and 42 seconds?
This is way too much time for him to not.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next thing that happened was weird, sort of strange, which I guess is weird synonym. But I wasn't sure the point to it and why they kept showing it and like what the deal was. They had Rusev versus Sin Cara happen during the commercial break
On the WWE app.
which must have meant that match was really short.
Which pisses me off, because whenever I watch Raw, I can't use the app because it gives me spoilers.
Same.
Because it's already been on for 3 hours. Plus, this time when I watched it, I'd been at work all day long. I couldn't watch the live version of Raw to use my app that is completely unnecessary. So fuck you. Maybe I wanted to see Rusev. I didn't want to see Rusev do the shit on Sin Cara.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still to me also having their match happen during the commercial break, despite being for the app, waste of talent.
Yeah, and I mean, great. You gave another squash match to the crowd there, but that's why you have the dark match before the show starts.
Yeah.
If you're going to put matches on Raw, you put matches on Raw. The app is useless.
Hear that, WWE? Step your app game up.
Yeah. Or fix your
Just-
times on Raw.
Just make sure the app doesn't give spoilers, and it would be
Stop making your app suck.
Yeah, Rusev would defeat Sin Cara, and then we'd get the America versus Russia promo that we've been getting. We've been getting
on a weekly basis.
Yeah, more banter back and forth between
more Putin up.
Yeah.
God, those guys in their Putin mouths.
We get Lana and Coulter yelling at each other again. We get the face-off in the ring. And just as we think everyone's going to get backed up, Rusev goes fucking crazy with the Russian flag and beats the fuck out of Swagger. He was laying some of those shots in. Like, he was, like...
jabbing him with the end of the flagpole.
Oh!
But then he would, like, start to corners have Coulter.
Yeah, which... I get Zeb.
I was scared.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was like, oh my god, what's going to do Zeb? And then even though I didn't want him to do anything to Zeb, after he didn't do anything to Zeb, I wanted him to do something to Zeb.
Okay.
It was a lot of build up and no climax, no happy ending.
Because
you feel like Kane setting JR on fire is my analogy here. Like, no one wanted that to happen, but when it did, holy shit, Kane is serious. He just set JR on fire.
Yeah, and it wouldn't have been the same had he, like, doused JR in gas and then walked away without doing
right.
it.
Yeah. I think, granted, I know he's old, but I think Coulter could have taken an accolade.
Yeah.
I don't know if his back can bend that way.
Just something.
Lana could put him in the accolade.
Lana could put me in the accolade.
I missed the boat there.
You're not getting an accolade.
You are landlocked. We are in the wet Lana accolade ocean.
Yeah, you get an accolade from Rusev. It's bullshit.
And with Coulter stabbing you on the butt.
We're gonna move on now.
Oh, you're crying.
Yeah.
He said he's missing out on the Lana accolade.
It's scary. We get Ziggler versus Cesaro, which always is a great segment on Raw.
You got two guys who are constantly putting out the best matches of the night.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you're guaranteed a show.
Alright.
It was short, but still good.
They used their time well.
But Ziggler would defeat Cesaro in our very short but good match.
Ziggler wins another match.
Miz would get in and kind of have that, like, he's going to go attack Ziggler. Ziggler would go for the super kick, and Miz would go, oh, no. And he fell down really awkward. He's like protecting the moneymaker.
Hashtag Mizface.
Is that a hashtag?
I don't know.
Apparently it is now.
Yep.
Setting up for more build up for the Intercontinental title match that we will be getting at SummerSlam, which you can find on the WWE Network for the low price of $9.99 a month. Moving on, we would get more build up for the Jericho Bray Wyatt match at SummerSlam. We get Jericho trying to, he successfully defeated Eric Rowan on SmackDown.
So Eric Rowan
will not be in Bray Wyatt's corner at SummerSlam. On Raw, he'd be looking to do the same thing with Luke Harper. Very good match. Very reminiscent of their first match they had. Why?
What? Really confused.
Why did they need to do a disqualification here? I understand why they did the disqualification, because Bray Wyatt isn't the kind of character that says, I need someone in my corner to fight my battles. He knows he can go it alone, but I felt like just the way they did with Eric Rowan, Jericho could have simply beaten Luke Harper.
Here's where I get that Bray Wyatt's never been one to rely on his followers. He tries to lead by example. That's why they're his followers and not his lackeys. Jericho beat Bray Wyatt. Jericho beat Bray Wyatt after Rowan and Harper were ejected from ringside. That's the whole idea about not needing them. Jericho doesn't want them at ringside because he knows if they're not at ringside, he can beat Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt also knows this because it happened. That's why I don't like the disqualification. And Bray Wyatt being like, no, I'm just going to go it alone this time. Because you fucking lost last time you did that.
Yeah, to me, it's WWE, anytime some sort of stable is involved in a match with some sort of stakes on the line, we're going to make a disqualification ending.
Yeah.
I see through your plan. Your ass hats.
You are nuts. You're not pulling the wool over our ass.
Ass hats.
Are they wearing ass hats?
They are ass hats. Wearing each other.
That's weird.
With WWE writers.
Yeah. You know, it was a good match up until the finish.
It was.
But, yeah, so now Bray Wyatt will be going into SummerSlam alone. But last week we were talking about the potential of new Wyatt family members.
Yeah.
So this could be
there's a possibility.
This could be a potential to debut one.
Callisto.
Perhaps that
Mike Knox.
Yes. I'd be okay with that.
Are they still doing the menagerie, though?
I don't know. I don't watch TNA.
If you were Mike Knox and WWE is like, hey, we want you to join the Wyatt family.
I dropped the menagerie in a fucking heartbeat. Just, no! Yeah, I'd
Just
go
thinking bearded guys, Mike Knox.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, when
He has the look.
what I
Young.
really want, I want Grizzly Redwood.
Yes.
Brody Lee's former tag team partner, which just looks like an itty bitty version of Brody Lee. He's literally smaller than Spike Dudley,
Yeah.
but with a big beard.
But he's awesome. Super talented.
Super jacked.
He's overall a really great worker.
If you have a bearded wrestler you want to see join the Wyatt family, post in the comments.
Daniel Bryan.
They did that already.
Uh,
Up next, we have Diego beat Fandango again, but oh my god, Cowgirls!
yes.
I didn't give a shit about the match because I knew what was going to happen, but oh my god, Layla and Summer Rae as Cowgirls.
And wasn't this the debut of Fandango's new dance partner?
Done Swag.
Yeah.
Who looks fucking ridiculous, completely bald, and in a Fandango getup.
And
Look.
in the end,
Fandango, I know that Summer Rae and Layla left you, but please don't resort to this. I know you're lonely, but come on. Just
It's okay to it's okay.
bald midgets, really?
It's okay to go to midgets, but just make it a girl midget. And
Yeah,
make sure they dance better than Hornswoggle.
well, that's the thing. He picked Hornswoggle as the new manager because it's 50% off. But no, I mean, in the end, we got kind of what everybody expected, which was Diego and Torito, Summer Rae, Layla, and Hornswoggle all dancing together. in the
We
ring.
got like the burying of the hatchet between Hornswoggle and El Torito.
Yeah, that the feud is finally over. It's the end of an era
Yeah, it's
in Little People Wrestling.
there will be no more midget fights in WWE.
Now let's hope there's no more Diego Fandango matches.
Oh, there might
Wasn't
be.
this like the third time in a row?
Yep.
Yes. Up next, we're continuing with the Bo Dallas R-Truth, the breaking of the streak, and the angry Bo Dallas is making his statement. Bo Dallas would defeat R-Truth. R-Truth
Finally.
R-Truth would get pissed because he pulled the tights to win, and then
Cheater, pumpkin beater.
we'd get I don't even know what to say to that. We'd get a brawl, but Bo Dallas would end up winning the brawl. I believe he hit the running Bodog.
Yeah. No, he does the double arm DDT now.
Oh, yes!
Oh!
Yes!
Thank you for changing it back to the
I
double
like
arm
it.
DDT.
Yeah, I like that
It's
way better than
vicious.
running Bodog.
The Dumbo arm DDT.
No, he needs to come up with, he needs to come up with something different.
Motivator.
Oh god, that'll probably be it. Oh, I hate you. I hate you so much.
Yeah, this
Uh,
my victory. Sitting down.